Hello, pal. I'm Ron. Welcome to July 1st on the Front Porch. The Spanish and Cuban governments were a match of strange bedfellows in the 1890s. Cuba was still a part of a fading Spanish influence worldwide, while Spain was doing its best to remain strong and relevant in world affairs. But the people of Cuba weren't buying it. Rebellion flared throughout the island. Then, a massive explosion of unknown origin destroyed the USS Maine in Cuba's Havana Harbor on February 15, 1898, killing more than 260 of the 350 American crew members on board. An official U.S. naval inquiry ruled in March that the ship was blown up by a mine without directly placing the blame on Spain. Much of Congress and a majority of the American public called for war against Spain. One of those voices in President McKinley's cabinet was an Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Theodore Roosevelt, who argued strongly for war against Spain. When McKinley finally declared war in May, the Spanish were already well entrenched in Santiago and threatened to continue moving across the Cuban countryside. The U.S. Army 5th Corps landed on the island on June 10th as the U.S. Navy successfully blockaded the harbor entrance. By this time, Teddy Roosevelt had resigned his position and organized a volunteer unit, a collection of Western cowboys and Eastern blue bloods officially known as the 1st U.S. Voluntary Cavalry, and borrowing the colorful moniker the Rough Riders from the name of Buffalo Bill Cody's famous circus and rodeo. On July 1st, 1898, the 5th Army Corps attacked El Caney and San Juan Hill, and those Rough Riders joined in the fight. Hundreds fell under Spanish gunfire before the force split up into two flanks, as 500 Spanish defenders put up a strong resistance. Lieutenant Colonel Roosevelt, his Rough Riders, and the black soldiers of the 9th and 10th Cavalry Regiments took the charge up Kettle Hill in fierce fighting, and San Juan Hill was taken soon after. From the crest, the Americans found themselves overlooking Santiago, and the next day continued their forward siege, quickly capturing the city proper. On July 3rd, the Spanish fleet was overcome by U.S. warships, and on July 17th, the Spanish surrendered the city, and thus Cuba, to the Americans. Most soldiers found their experiences in the Spanish-American War considerably less glamorous than the widely depicted exploits of the Rough Riders, generating widespread publicity through and making a national hero of the future president, who, incidentally, wrote the history of the regiment. Thanks for stopping by the Front Porch. I'm Ronald Keaton. We'll see you down the road.